Welcome back, everybody, to my series where I play Minecraft every single day for an entire year. This is day 109. We've made some great progress in this world, but we're not stopping at just that challenge. We are also grabbing one melon for every subscriber gained throughout this series. Oh my. Okay. Thank you, Iron Golem. And on top of that, we are also writing down one lucky subscriber on our wall of subscribers every day. So, spring Ness, timing is fitting. It is spring. Welcome to the wall of subscribers. You are now a legend. And for the time being, we are working on this massive boat dock build that we got going on over here. And I think we have some pretty good plans for it. And I think it's also coming out pretty nicely as well, if I do say so myself. But we have a few little edits to make here and there. So I think let's go ahead and see what we can do, because we have to make a little bit of changes here as well. So let's figure this part out right here. Um, yeah, we're going to need the stone bricks to cover that up. So let's go ahead and use it as scaffolding, because we're always too lazy to get more scaffolding. Haven't really used it at all in this series so far. I definitely should. I definitely would benefit from using it, but we don't got time for that. We only got 20 minutes every day because we're playing one day at a time. So let's see, what can we do here? We're going to have to figure this out as well. So I'm thinking we're going to have to kind of make this mesh a little bit. So let's see what we can do here to make this look a little nicer and like we built it. And to do that, we're probably going to have to remove some of this for the time being and connect this straight across here. I think that works a bit. And then I think we're just going to wrap this around, and we're going to, we gotta figure out what we're doing for that. I think what we can do is this, and I think that kind of works a little bit. And let's remove this right here, because I think this is going to be a balcony, is my plan. And then we're going to have a bridge obviously going across to there, or maybe we just turn that into a walkway. I'm not quite sure what exactly we're going to do with that just yet, but I think it's looking pretty good. And looking from back here, yeah, it's looking pretty nice. I think we just take that mountain down and figure out what we're going to do with it. But we're going to get back to that boat dock. Don't you worry. We're going to build a nice boat or a few boats. Maybe we have a dock with like multiple boats. Like we have a few docks going outwards. But I think this is going to create a nicer entrance to our village and connect it all in general. So let's get to taking this mountain down. I wish I had an efficiency shovel. I really thought I did. Like, I don't know where it is. I think it might have just disappeared on me. I really should get one. So maybe we got to get a few more levels, but I don't want to, like, I don't want to spend any days in this series sitting at spawners and wasting time, like kind of just AFKing. I mean, maybe I can do that here and there and just, go on a rant. I like to go on rants throughout this series. If you've been watching for a while, I'm sure you know that. Some of these videos kind of just turn into TED Talks here and there. I guess it just kind of depends on the day. When I'm building, that's not really the case as much, but, I'm so focused in, so it's a little different. But I definitely go on rants here or there. And if you like that kind of style, let me know. I can definitely do that more often. I do enjoy it, so I'm not opposed to it. But for today, we are going to be working on building, so I might not be ranting as much. But there is a couple things I actually want to talk about, and I think one of those things is this YouTube journey that I'm on, and we are all on as a community, because we are building a very enjoyable community here, and a lot of nice people in this community. But I think I'd like to kind of tell some of you about the journey so far, and at least like what I've learned. And I think the most important thing is to definitely keep expectations low. Don't expect to, just all of a sudden you got 100,000 subscribers, because you don't want to keep your expectations high, because then if you don't reach them, you don't feel like you're making, successful progress. And I think from my point of view, like I expected going into this, I didn't expect to even gain 1,000 subscribers, which we ended up hitting like a month in. And I also didn't even expect to ever make a single dollar off of this. And now, I'm monetized and I don't make crazy money. I think in a month's worth of time, we've made about $100, but that's really cool. I mean, to make any money in general is, to me, that's insane. And I didn't ever think any of my videos would get over 1,000 views, and we have so many videos over 1,000 views, and I think that's a big thing. Like getting into YouTube is just keep your expectations low. And then obviously you set the bar low so you can exceed those expectations. And it works out pretty cool that way, because then you surprise yourself. And not only are you surprising yourself, but you feel successful in a way. Rather than say, I'm going in, I'm going to be the guy that gains 100,000 subscribers in the first month of doing YouTube. I mean, that's a little unrealistic if you ask me. I don't know if any YouTubers really started out like that. Maybe there's some of them. I honestly don't really know. I think, it's just a steady journey. You got to keep posting, keep doing your thing, enjoy it while you do it too. I think that's a huge thing. I think a lot of audiences can tell, maybe if you're not enjoying something, or maybe just your tone and how you're acting throughout the video. Like if you're not enjoying it, I think people pick up on that. Like that's definitely something that people will pick up on, I would say. I mean, I don't really have experience, because I've definitely enjoyed every single ounce of this series so far, and uploading on YouTube and hearing all of your comments and all of your nice things to say. I mean, I've enjoyed every ounce of that. So for me, it's not necessarily the case, but I've definitely watched a few YouTubers, smaller creators who, you can tell they're just in it because I don't know, they just have high expectations. They want 100,000 subscribers. They want to make money. They want this to be their full-time job. And honestly, who doesn't? Like who wouldn't want YouTube to be their full-time job? But if you go in there and that's the only reason that you're doing it, you're not doing it because you want to build a community. You're not doing it because you enjoy interacting with all of these nice people and everything, then I don't think there's going to be much success there. I would think, like, if you're in it for the wrong reasons, then eventually that'll show and your audience will be aware. And I don't know. I think it just creates better content if you're doing something that you love every day and you're doing something that you actually enjoy. And it doesn't have to feel forced, I think that's another thing, is like forcing it. Like somebody might be like, "Oh, I want to play Call of Duty or something because that's big." I mean, Call of Duty is not really big anymore. It's kind of a dead game. But just as an example, somebody might pick a game that they really don't even enjoy and just do it just because they think that's what will get them views, or that's what'll make them blow up on YouTube. And I think that's the wrong way to go about it. I think, you have to really pick something that you love and stick with it. That's probably the best way to do it, because if you don't love it, you're not going to stick with it. And if you are sticking with it and you don't love it, you're not going to enjoy it. And that's kind of going to show, is what I would say. And, yeah, I think that's a big thing with YouTube and just content creation in general. Make sure you enjoy it, make sure it's something that you actually really do enjoy and you actually really do love doing, because if you don't enjoy it, I can't promise you that it's all going to work out for you. I would say. I mean, honestly, I can't promise you it's all going to work out no matter what, but you have to enjoy it. that's step number one, because you're never going to stick with it. You're never going to keep yourself to it. I mean, I'm playing Minecraft every day for an entire year. If I didn't enjoy this would be terrible for me. I mean, I wouldn't stick with it. I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't enjoy this. So maybe that's a good way to go about it, and that's kind of just a new thought I just had. Like, pick something challenging, like playing Minecraft every day for a year. I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly this, but pick something challenging to where it's like, if you didn't enjoy it, there's no way you can stick with it. That's probably a good way to go about it now that I think of it, because like I said, I mean, you have to push yourself. Like, you can't just get comfortable, and you can't just sit back and be like, okay, I uploaded 100 videos, now I'm going to wait for all of them to blow up. Like, that's a little unrealistic. That's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just my small rant for the day. I kind of just figured I'd go on a little one for today, but I don't know what I'm going to do with this area right here, because I have an idea, and it's not really lining up too well with what I've built right here. So maybe we do like a little balcony here. I don't know, because I like this area right here. We obviously want to build a bridge over here, or maybe we don't build a bridge. Maybe we have like a secret tunnel here to the bottom of the melon temple. I think that's kind of what I was planning to do with that. I don't really know at the moment, to be completely honest. But let's take a look from here now that we dug out that entire mountain, and that's looking pretty good. I mean, our entrance is looking made. We need a cool little boat entrance right there. It doesn't look too cool right now. It's kind of just covered with vines and a pretty ugly looking mountain, to be honest. So we have to work on an entrance there. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do for that, but I should probably dig some of this out as well. So let's get to digging again, as we always do here, because we chose to build in the jungle for some reason. I don't really know why, but it's coming out very nice. I'm loving the look of it. It's feeling a little jungle vibes I'm getting. So let's start digging out some of this big mountain right here. Let's see what we can do with this. I think once I have everything dug out, I kind of get a little bit of a better picture of what I would like to build. And just seeing this giant mountain is not helping me picture what I would like to build. So let's start digging. Let's get to work, ladies and gentlemen. And we get some coal on the way too. Why not? I think this is kind of where it's going to cut off a little bit. So let's dig out this area right here. Whoa, almost fell. But I do enjoy Minecraft. I've said it a million times. This game is timeless. I don't think it's ever going anywhere. I think, even Microsoft taking it over, they've done a great job with the updates and everything. They don't do too much with it, and I think that helps a lot. They easily could mess this game up by turning it into one of those mods that you play, and you only play it for a little because it's not the game you're looking for. Let's see. I think we gotta dig out that dirt right there. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do for a bridge. I don't know why I chose to go this way either. Oh, I guess that works. I kind of need a staircase over there as well. Let's build ourselves up here. We're going to have to take down a good chunk of this. This would be so much faster with an efficiency 4 shovel. I really need one, huh? I really do. But this is probably the area that we're looking to dig out for the most part. And we'll take a look on the outside once again, once we get this taken down a little bit, flattened out and everything. And it's kind of weird because now I've kind of disconnected our melon temple, but I promise you it's going to be connected in the end. So let's go take a look. I like how everything, I could kind of just pick a hallway and walk through it, and everything kind of leads somewhere. That's pretty cool. I think I've done a pretty decent job at connecting everything in that way. And that looks pretty good. So maybe what I'm thinking, right, is we're going to have a balcony right there. I think that would be a pretty cool spot for a balcony. It definitely works out. And we're going to have to pick some kind of build there because obviously this is the entrance. We need some kind of build there. What's that guy doing? All right, buddy. I don't think anyone invited you to the village. But yeah, we're going to build a balcony there for sure. And maybe some kind of cool build. I don't really know. Maybe we put like a cool tree there, like a custom tree. I've never built a custom tree, but I always see them and they're always so cool. And I think maybe that could be a good idea. And maybe we have like some beehives going around over there. I think that could be a good idea. And I'm definitely getting off on a little bit of a tangent here because I am, well, at least I was planning on building that dock that we were working on. And we are not currently doing that. So we kind of have to get back to that. But at the same time, I think we messed up some of this here. And let's see, what am I looking at here? This has to change for sure. I think if we just strip those, that works. Yes. Okay. So now these are pretty even on each side. But I have to take this down as well because that's not supposed to be there either. And then I can make this look a little nicer, I think. And to do that, I'm planning on something simple. Something not very difficult to build here. But it's going to look nice. And I just realized that I have this entrance because that mountain was there. So that looks a little off as well. Maybe not. Let's see. Let's work with the flat area here. I think what we can do is this. And then this has to change a little bit. Does that look okay? No, that doesn't really look that good. I'm trying to think. So maybe we just do this here and here. Go across with that. And then we're going to strip this. I think that'll look a little better. Okay, that doesn't look that good. Not going to lie. I kind of like the fence, the stairs look now that I'm thinking about it. I'm just going to go back with that. I think it looked okay. I don't know why I chose to change it, to be completely honest with you. And this is going to be difficult to place now. Okay, so that's good. I think that looks nice like that. Yeah, we're going to leave that like that. And then we're going to have a little balcony right here. We could take this out. I think just something simple here. And then some fences, which we don't have, but we can make. We use fences a lot on this channel. I'm not going to lie. We've been using a lot of fences lately, but they're always a nice addition. So, never opposed to using them. And maybe for this, we have our barrels. 2 barrels right here and some lamp posts like that as well. Or is that too many? Because those are right there. I think that'll work. I think that'll work just fine. Okay. And then this right here. Okay, that should be good. We're just going to match that up. And I think this is kind of coming together a little up here. And I don't know if I'm going to have dirt here or what on the ground yet. But we're going to have something there. I'm just trying to think here. And we're going to need more barrels here. And I'm going to want to put one here, I think, as well as over here. So we'll have to get more of those. But I think we're approaching, yeah, we are approaching the end of the day. I just realized the sun was up. Okay. Yeah, we got a couple seconds. Okay. Well, I appreciate all of you watching, as I always say, and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get on the wall of subscribers and if you want to see this series to the end, all 365 days, and make sure to leave a like and comment. And if you made it this far in the video, comment barrel. Yeah, that's a good one. So, like I said, see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining.